Okay, good afternoon popote ulipo, hujambo na karibu. Ni Kibali Lounge. Kumbuka tuko live kwenye Mtembei TV na kuomba tu kwamba enda katika YouTube, tafuta Mtembei TV na Kibali Lounge, subscribe na itakuwa vizuri. Remember it's only 9 days to general elections, na wiki yenyewe imekuwa na vituko, maneno, kuchambana, matusi, makasiriko na hivyo vyote, lakini unafaa ujue kwamba katika population ya Kenya vijana ndo wako wengi sana, wako wengi, na uamuzi ama matokeo ya uchaguzi ina depend with you like a youth. So what we do, we want to discuss with youths wherever you are. We want to see ni percentage gani unafaa ufanye nini, tunahitaji nini kutoka kwa vijana, na itakuwa vizuri, na tutafuata matukio yaliyotokea. Lakini zaidi ya yote, atakayenisaidia katika kuchanganua na kutoa sababu mwafaka si mwingine bali ni Mr. George.
Asante.
Welcome sir.
Thank you.
Unaitwa nani?
Mimi naitwa Brian George Otieno. Yes, but jina langu la utani huko nje wananiita Mr. G.
Mr. G.
Yes.
So Brian, unaweza kubaliana na mimi that it is 9 days to general elections. Shinipo,
Yeah.
Sasa tuko na wagombea wanne. Tuko na Honorable Mwaure, Honorable Wajakoya, Honorable Odinga na Honorable Ruto. Na hawa wote ukienda mijadala ama wakienda rallies, hizi rallies wakitembea sana kila mtu hutaona anaacha kuongea kuhusu kijana. Nimekuita hapa nikiwa na sababu uweze kuelezea ama uchanganulie yule kijana ambaye ako nje, lakini ako katika ile category tunasema undecided. Ajui kura yake inaenda wapi, ama hajaamua, ama ako upande wa Wajakoya na unaweza mconvince aende kwa Ruto ama aende kwa Raila na itakuwa vizuri. Lakini sana before tuanze, wacha tuanze na hii mambo ya kuongea kuhusu kijana. Kijana wakati siku ya kwenda kupiga kura anafaa zingatie nani ama nini ndo aende, yule mtu mwenye anachagua anazingatia nini?
Okay, utaniruhusu tafadhali niongee kwa lugha ya Kimombo.
Yes, you see it.
Kiswahili sometimes zinatu confuse kidogo.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say is this.
Yes.
You know, the state in which we are as a country is something that is not something to smile about. Mm-hmm. We are in a country whereby almost 60% of our youths are unemployed. Mm-hmm. We are in a country where almost 25% of our people sleep hungry, cannot even afford 3 meals a day. So that means that we are in a situation whereby leadership is something that we should understand and go for it when we are very careful.
Yes.
Therefore, when we are going to this election, like you said, it's only 9 days to the general election.
Yes.
And it is true that we have a population of people out there that still don't know where to go. Yes. They are undecided in concerning the issue of voting.
Yes.
And what we need right now is somebody who will come to sanitize all these things. Mm-hmm. We have corruption. We are losing 600 billion shillings per year. You know, mm-hmm. That's approximately 2 billion per day. Mm-hmm. We are in a country that the price of unga has just dropped. Actually, we are buying for 250 shillings.
Yes.
Every time these people increase the price of the product, they don't increase the salaries. Mm-hmm. Therefore, when we are going to this election, we are supposed to go for people who have the track record of working. There are people who have manifested that. There are people who have shown the direction all this long. Mm-hmm. So I will ask Kenyans, mm-hmm. This is the only opportunity for you to change the status quo.
But Mr. G, unajua the problem is, ukiangalia these 4 aspirants or candidates, everyone is speaking of corruption na kila mtu anajitetea. So kuna kijana huko nje, it's so hard for him to kujaribu kutofautisha which among the candidates he is trying to speak the truth. Like ukienda kwa Ruto anasema tukikuja wale wafisadi mtajua hamjui. Raila speaking the same. Mwaura anasema mimi ni pastor, hata sijaiba. So unajua tunakuwa na shida we as youth kuangalia ni nani anaongea ukweli. Umeongea kuhusu sanitization and all that. Tunajua ni nani ambaye anakuja kufanya sanitization vizuri.
I think
yes.
The issue of corruption is something like is something we need to be honest with. We know the people who are corrupt in this country.
Mm-hmm.
All these people have track records. We know who looted what. All these things are in public domain. We know when we lost money in Aror and Kimwaret Dam, we know who took part of it. When we lost a lot of money when we lose a lot of money in procurement, we know what happens. Therefore, the person who is coming, we don't want to rely on what is being said. We all have these candidates, we know them. They are not aliens in this country.
Mm-hmm.
They are people who have lived with us in this country all that long. We know them. We know who has been where. We know who has been deputy president for 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
For 9 years, he has been there as a deputy president, sitting in cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
He goes around using government resources.
Mm-hmm.
He's being guided by uh, government. He's living in a house that is being funded by government. This is somebody who has been in government for so long. And we know what has happened in government for the first 5 years when they were in government, when they claimed they were in government. So all these people we have on board, both Wajakoya, More, we have Raila Odinga, we know who is capable of dealing with corruption. Let us not be blinded by the lies and the innuendos that are being shared out there in public. We know who is capable of dealing with corruption, and that is none other than Raila Amolo Odinga.
You know, before tuende kwa Raila Odinga, speaking of Roland Kimwarero, you know, I'm sure you're talking about a deputy president, but someone will tell you that president is so powerful than his deputy. Wakati kuliko kama if you are, some people are claiming that a deputy president alikuwa in charge of ABCD like hizo Kimwarero, the treasury. Mtu akikuuliza rais alikuwa wapi, because actually serikali ilikuwa ni yake, mbona hakukataa mambo kama haya? Utamwambia nini?
I want to tell you for a fact.
Yes.
There's something we call in law de jure.
Mm-hmm.
And there is one thing we call de facto.
Mm-hmm.
Deputy president was a president both in de jure and de facto.
Mm-hmm.
Deputy president is an elected person. He is not an appointee of the president.
Mm-hmm.
He is elected in the ballot.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, president cannot surveil over the deputy. That is the work of the institutions. We have institutions that are dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
We have the ESCC, which is Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. We have the DCI's office. We have the DPP's office. The president cannot do anything to his deputy. If you can remember what just happened in Malawi, the deputy president was found to have engaged in corrupt activities. What happened? The president only shaved the powers from him, but he did not chase him away as the deputy.
So the president has no
he
power
cannot
to chase him
it
away.
Is hard unless through parliament, and we know all what happens in our parliament.
Mm-hmm.
So it is hard for the president to deal away with this guy. And we come to think of it, we are in politics.
Yes.
We need to understand that politics is not run like a church. Politics is a complex issue. We have a lot of issues that we deal with in politics.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, when you are going to an election,
yes,
and you have somebody who has promised that is going to support you,
mm-hmm.
you may tend to calm down and accept the fact as it is,
mm-hmm.
and later on you can come and deal with these issues. Mm-hmm. President was under blackmail mm-hmm. because he wanted to go to the office in the second term, and deputy president seemed to be the only person who was standing by him by that time. Mm-hmm. So he only wanted to give him that chance. But in the real sense, the deputy president actually defied the oath that he took in that office.
So deputy president can be, basing on our current constitution, he can be impeached.
Yes.
In short, you're trying to say that?
He can be impeached mm-hmm. if the motion is passed in parliament and in Senate.
Before we come to Raila Odinga for the same, Rigathi Gachagua, the running mate to the deputy president, ilikuja ikahappen akona koti iliamua kweli 200 million haziko kwa zake. Sasa for now Raila Odinga is saying it's like William Ruto saizi hana mgombea mwenza. What can you talk about that one? Ni kweli saizi kuna uwezo wa mahakama inaweza mpinga ama wakati umekwisha? Like Rigathi Gachagua hafai kukuwa katika kiti hicho?
Yeah, as you know, right now we have only 9 days to the election.
Yes.
Everything, all the processes, mm-hmm. we are almost to the election. I won't tell you that there is a possibility of maybe Kenya Kwanza trying to change the running mate. That is not something that is going to happen. Let us be honest. So Uhuru, Honorable William Ruto has to stick
to
with Rigathi Gachagua up to the wire. That is the only decision we have. And we all know that as much as it is, Deputy President has never tried to fight corruption in any way. So he's okay with that. He's okay with Gachagua stealing 200 million from the counties. He's okay with that. He's okay. He has been doing that himself. He's the ambassador of this process. So there is no how deputy can actually criticize or condemn his deputy or any other person in that matter when it comes to the issue of corruption.
You're talking about the first government or the first 5 years, sijui nini hakikufanyika, but Raila came into and then ikafanyika for this. Raila Odinga is the opposition leader. Na for any government to work well, lazima kuwe na yule mtu mwenye ako na stamina. And we all believe that Raila he is. Mbona msimlaumu Raila Odinga kwamba alikuwa analala? Kwa sababu ndio manake hii mambo ya Aroli katokea. Mbona mnamlaumu naibu wa rais peke yake?
Raila Amolo Odinga is not in government.
Yes.
That is an assumption. That is an innuendo. That is a narrative that has been said huko nje. But one thing that is a fact, Raila Amolo Odinga doesn't sit in cabinets. He doesn't do anything. He does not have even a salary. So Raila Odinga cannot be blamed for anything that happens in the Jubilee government. Jubilee government comprises of the president and his deputy, William Ruto. So if there is credit, fine. If there is any issue that has been happening there, they have to deal with it. The only thing Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga said when he was being interviewed the other day, he said that he gives advice to the deputy, to the president. And as you know, advice is just like the name advice. I can give you advice, but implementation is upon you. It's at your discretion. You are the one who decides whether you are going to actually do as you have been advised or not. So you cannot blame Raila Amolo Odinga on the issues that is affecting the Jubilee government.
Actually, leave away this second term. I'm talking about the first term yenye Raila hakukuwa karibu na rais. And people are claiming hizi sakata nyingi zilifanyika for the first term. Hiyo term yenye Ruto alikuwa na rais hivi tu. Raila alikuwa wapi kama yeye ndio anafaa kuchunga? Yani he works like a senator to the governor. Alikuwa wapi?
I think Kenyans need to be a bit honest with how they handle these issues.
Yes.
Nobody gave Raila the mandate of surveilling on government.
But this is
something. Yes, it is true. He had been an opposition leader. But how many things has he talked about? Raila talked about pyramid. Why are you not crediting him for that? Raila talked about the money that was used in Kimwarer. Raila talked about it. The deputy president later came out and said it was not 20 billion. It was only 7 billion. Raila told him that 7 billion is not a pocket change. So Raila Amolo Odinga has been surveilling the government, not just the Jubilee government, but even the PNU government that was being run by Kibaki.
Yes.
He surveilled even the KANU government that was being run by Moi. So he has been doing this every time. It is the responsibility of Kenyans to wake up. Because even at that time when Raila Amolo Odinga was surveilling on the government and trying to whistleblow when they had issues in the government, no Kenyan came to credit him. No Kenyan came to credit him. When he went to the election in 2013, Kenyans, after loving him for that job, still did not give him that opportunity. In 2017, Raila went to the ballot and the election was annulled. Kenyans, we are going with the majority as per the IEBC. Kenyans voted for Uhuru Muigai thrice. 2013, twice in 2017. So today when things happen that are negative, you run to Raila. Oh, Raila Odinga, you should have done this. Oh, when things are happening, you don't like him. Raila Amolo Odinga complained about the current constitution we are having when he was coming from Egypt in 2010, 2009. These people told him, you claim you have been you've been fighting for this constitution for all that long. Why are you now sabotaging it? And then he came out and said, fine, let us pass it pass it as it is, and then later on we can do the amendment.
Speaking of,
so they keep on complaining every now and then when things happen, when things go haywire. But when things are okay, they are very fine. They don't even remember Raila. It is time for Kenyans to take the problems to the owner, to the person who caused it, who is Right Honorable William Samoei Ruto, and his president, Uhuru Kenyatta.
Talking of Raila Odinga being good from 1990s and all that, mimi nilifanya Moi akafanya kazi nzuri wakati ilikuwa ilikuwa inaitwa Youth for KANU. Mimi nilisukuma Raila Odinga akawa prime minister. Mimi nimekuja nikasukuma Uhuru akakuwa president. Hayo ni maneno ya naibu wa rais. Utaichukulia aje hiyo nayo?
That's a lie.
Kwamba Raila amekuwa famous ama he's where he is because of me. That is William Ruto now.
That's a lie. Raila started engaging into political affairs even before Ruto.
But he was nothing.
Who said he was nothing?
Ruto make him to be somebody.
When Moi was terrorizing this country from Lungalunga in Taita Taveta up to Lokichar,
William Ruto was down there working.
Who was William Ruto? He was working with Moi.
Yes.
Raila.
That is what I'm saying. Ruto made Moi worked it well because of Ruto.
No, Ruto was a nobody by that time. Ruto was in YK by that time, dancing and praising the dictator. It is Raila that has made Ruto instead. Raila is the one that took him. Raila is the one that trained him and made him who he is. Raila is the one who even appointed him as the Minister of Agriculture in 2007. So he cannot say that he made Raila. Actually, it is the other way around. Raila made William Ruto, but he did not make somebody who is a dictator. This dictatorship thing, I don't know where Ruto came up with it. Maybe he took it from Moi because Moi was a dictator. So William Ruto is supposed to be very honest to the people of Kenya. He was given a mandate. If you read Article 147 of the Constitution, it talks about the responsibility of the deputy president. When you get into that office, what are you supposed to do? People are claiming, it is the work of deputy president to act in accordance to the law. The president assigned him duties. He's supposed to work as per the assignment. That is the thing. He is the principal assistant of the president. He's supposed to work and make sure he deputizes the president according to the law. When he went against the government projects, when the head of state say we do this, we don't launch new projects before we finish the one that we had already launched, and you go against that. This is somebody that actually violated the oath that he took in that office. So William Ruto is a rascal.
I think it was last night. I was watching a certain political analyst, that is a professor. Akasema Kenyans or youths wasiangalie hii tarehe 9. Wanafaa waangalie after tarehe 9. Ati mtu ambaye wanaambatana na yeye wafanye chemistry fanye. Azil walikuwa najaribu kuangalia uhusiano wa Uhuru Kenyatta na William Ruto, but they were let me use the term base, walikuwa mabe, but wakafika mahali katika mara moja hivi. So someone was saying even if it happens like Raila take it, hawataenda mbali na Martha Karua. And then akasema for the same that William Ruto akichukua hawataenda mbali na nani, because like characters zao wako na, it's like wako na hasira kidogo. What can you talk about that one? Nini ilivunja uhusiano wa Raila Ruto na rais? And then mara nimetiwa Raila na wa Ruto watafanya kazi vizuri in case any of them aichukue siku.
As much as politics is all about a hypothesis, I don't want to go into that direction, but I want to be very honest. It is not about the position you are in as a person. It's about the character. It's about the discipline that has been installed in you, either by education or the way you were being brought up. If there is an issue between me and you, and we are friends, we are stakeholders here, why can't we sit down and talk about this in a good way as friends, behind the curtain? And then we come, just like Mother Karua said, you talk behind the curtains, and then when you come out, now you give us the results. William Ruto is known as a very deceitful leader. Actually, the word leader is not supposed to be there. This is a very deceitful conman. He's somebody who is known for duping Kenyans. This guy, I knew this guy was a liar from when we were going around the country trying to drum up support for the new constitution.
That's BBI.
Yeah, no, not BBI, the constitution.
Oh, the 2010 now.
He went around telling people that our constitution allows people to abort, which is not true. Which the word unless was there. So this is a very big liar. William Ruto had an issue with the president, because the president was looking at the country and seeing a country that is heading in a wrong direction. Kenyans were fighting, my friend. People could not go and do their business. William Samoei Ruto is known as a person who, once he takes a stand, he doesn't care about the repercussions. The president himself was afraid on the manner in which Kenyans were handling the issue. He said, if at all, it will only take me and Raila to sit down and come and tore down the problems that we have and this pressure that is happening, then so be it. But William Ruto made his stance from the word go that he will never support any talk between the president and the opposition chief by then, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. But because Uhuru cared about the people and Raila cared about the people, the same thing he did in 2007 between him and Kibaki, and we came up with the accord which brought the coalition government. That is the exact thing that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and Raila did, because they loved the peace in this nation. Right now, I'm telling you, my friend, Otieno can move from Kisumu all the way to Murang'a and do business.
But that
is the problem, because the country as it is right now, as Uhuru and Raila trying to bring the country together so that we see this election just as a formality. We go, we finish, we go home, we do our business. So Ruto, on the other hand, is moving around trying to divide people, that it is us versus them. That is the problem that happened. So when Ruto realized that there was a talk that was going to be happening between the president and the opposition chief, that's where the problem started. He never supported it. From that day up to today, Ruto has been blaming handshake for everything. If today you ask Ruto why his cook has not cooked a good food, he will tell you it's because of handshake. This is the deceitful utterances that Ruto has been giving people. So in a situation whereby something like that comes between Madam Martha Karua and Raila Amolo Odinga, I want to believe these two gentlemen, these two people, are reformists.
But many people says that kutoka kitambo hakuna siku Martha Karua may agree ama akakuwa on the same page with Raila Odinga. So watu wako na wasiwasi if Raila Odinga takes J, itakuwa vigumu for him. Actually it will keep on repeating. Actually for the same pia wanasema nani pia Gachagua na Ruto inakaa ni watu wako na same speed, so hawezi wakakuwa pamoja. Number 2, inaonekana Raila Amolo Odinga tusijui tuseme ako na roho ya huruma ama anapenda ufisadi, as in anapenda kuficha watu wengine. Mpaka I think we can remember wakati wa COVID akaitwa sanitizer, hiyo kesi ya Waiguru na watu wengine kama watatu, magavana kama watatu, asin ukienda kwake ukimpigia magoti then unasafishwa. Na inaonekana Martha Karua si mtu kama, she's actually anaitwa Iron Lady, yeye anapenda haki hivyo hivyo. Hao watu wanaweza endana?
Thank you so much for that question.
Yes.
Madam Martha Karua is known as a person who is very strict.
Yes.
somebody who is very straightforward.
Yes.
I want to tell you this for a fact. Raila Amolo Odinga hajakuwa akificha watu hivyo venye umesema. Raila Amolo Odinga is somebody who believes in the transparency. This issue of corruption and Raila Amolo Odinga cannot be in the same statement. If a situation comes where somebody is found to have been involved in corruption, I want to believe that it doesn't even make that Raila happy. And therefore, Madam Martha Karua has all the latitude and the privilege to handle that issue effectively. Talking about Madam Waiguru, when Waiguru was vying for the gubernatorial seat in Kirinyaga, Raila never supported her. In fact, Raila wanted Martha. Raila never supported her.
That is 2017.
Yes. But the people came out and voted for Anne Waiguru.
Yes.
So you see, later on, when the members of the county assembly are fighting Waiguru,
yes,
they are not fighting Waiguru because Waiguru has done a mistake as at that moment. These people, they wanted kickbacks. You know, members of the county assembly can be very intimidative. They ask for ambiguous favors, and if you don't do it, they threaten you with the issue of impeachment. So that was happening in the county level. And that is where Raila now came out and defended Waiguru. If at all you are talking about what happened in NYS, then by that time, you people, you said you're okay with that. But as at now, whatever you people are telling us that she has done is not making sense. So we supported Madam Waiguru in the Senate. You see? So it is not that Raila was sanitizing those who were corrupt. We all know where corrupt people are. You cannot tell us that 7 billion, losing 7 billion is nothing. Yeah, you cannot tell us that actually you can fight corruption when you actually were paid to support the current president. That is an issue that is in the public domain. They keep on saying it's politics. This is the problem we have in a country, whereby the moment you decide to say the truth, it is being politicized. This is the same problem that is affecting even our courts. This is the problem that is affecting our independent institutions. Because every time they make a declaration, people will go around and complain that this issue has been politicized. I'm telling you today, if Gachagwa's wife gets pregnant, he will also come and say it is state capture. So this is the problems that we have in the society.
Wacha tumalizie hii issue ya mgombea mwenza. Hao watu wanalipwa. Kuna ili mtu akuja support mwingine ama kwa runmate wa mtu, kuna vile analipwa. I'm talking about this one kwa sababu I think 2 days ago Raphael Tuju, the former secretary wa Jubilee, anasema Ruto alilipwa tena pesa nzuri tu sana ili kumuunga mkono Rais Uhuru Kenyatta. Kuna uwezekano Ruto aliunga alilipa Gachagua kumuunga mkono? Kuna uwezekano Raila Odinga alilipa Martha Karua ili akuje upande wake? It's like Wakenya wanajiuliza kwani kumbe hao watu wanalipwa, si ati ni mtu anaamua tu kwamba Raila is a perfect man, let me just support him, or Ruto is the perfect man, let me support him. Kumbe kuna kulipwa.
I think one thing we need to understand is that politics is about interest. Politics is about interest. When it comes to interest, also people have different interests. Somebody will come and tell you, yes, I'm supporting you, but when you get there, I want a kickback. They need kickbacks, which is normal in politics. It has happened from before. I don't want to talk about whether Raila paid Ruto, Karua, or the other way around. But I want to believe that I want to treat this statement from Raphael Tuju with so much respect. Who is Raphael Tuju? And in what capacity is he talking from? This is somebody who was Secretary General of Jubilee. Somebody who was there when Jubilee was being formed. You cannot actually assume
him
that he doesn't know what he's talking about. He was there when Jubilee government was being put into place. And as we know, William Ruto, this is not something that actually Kenya should be shocked. William Samoei Ruto is capable of doing anything. This guy is somebody that is overambitious, power hungry. This is somebody that can actually go beyond imaginable levels to make sure that he gets away with something. This is somebody that has actually pushed away kids, students from school to grab their land in Lang'ata. What do you think that person cannot do?
But many people are saying Ruto ni mwanafunzi wa Raila. Kwa hiyo yenye anafanya saa hizi anafanya vile babake alikuwa anafanya. Kwa hiyo ina maana kwamba Raila pia si mtu wako sawa?
Your father raised you. Haven't you heard of a pastor who gives birth to a thief? Does it mean that the father has some thief history in their blood? Stealing history? It doesn't mean like that. You can raise kids even in a house and they come out and they become totally different people. We have so many political leaders in this country that Raila has raised who are very good. And I can give you several examples. We have Oparanya, somebody who has done wonders in the county of Kakamega. We have good people. We have young politicians. I can even tell you that the people, the likes of Amason Kingi, those are people who have come from the hands of Raila.
But now wanaenda wanasema si mzuri.
Because now they have talked and danced with that person from Sugoi. They have now opened their eyes. They are now power hungry just like that man. So right now the politics, the dynamics of politics have changed completely. Everyone goes into politics, into leadership, thinking that that is the only place he can now elevate himself financially.
Wafuasi wa Mtembei pia ni wafuasi wa Mwaure na Wajakoya. So tusikuje tu tukae kwa Raila Odinga na Ruto peke yake alafu ikuwe. So my question is, who is Mwaure and who is Wajakoya? Hao mtu akasema ni projects. What can you say about Mwaure and Wajakoya?
I don't want to talk about Mwaure. Mwaure is just that person who is looking for kicks. Huyu Kiswahili mnasema anatafuta kiki. But I don't want to talk about him. He's not somebody that I can sit here and discuss, because as much as when it comes to the issue of leadership and presidential position, I don't want to discuss more.
But unajua amepita watu wengi. Tulikuwa na isite wakili Professor Okot. Tulikuwa na Abduba, lakini saizi amewashinda, which means ako mahali kwingine kuzuri tu.
Like I said, I wouldn't want to discuss him, but I would like to discuss about this guy Wajakoya. This guy,
and before you talk about Wajakoya, in short tu, ni maoni ya wananchi ama watu wenye wanatembea kwa hizi streets za Nairobi. Wanasema Mwaure ni project ya Ruto haribu kura za Mount Kenya, ili zenye zinabaki siende kwa Ruto. Na Wajakoya naye kwa sababu Ruto alikuwa na vijana wengi, by the way, unaweza kubali na hiyo, alikuwa na vijana wengi. So Wajakoya naye ni project ya Raila, akuja haribu kura za vijana ili sizambaratike Ruto asikue na numbers. Unaweza kubaliana na hiyo?
You know, we are live and we would like to tell Kenyans true.
Yes.
The truth is that Wajakoya is somebody that looks like a chameleon. You wouldn't know whether he's red,
true,
or he's blue. He goes to Kisumu, whatever he says in Kisumu makes you feel like he's a project. He goes to Mount Kenya, whatever he says, he goes to Nakuru. This is somebody that has not actually declared who he is, who the kind of person he really is. But I wouldn't rubbish off the issue of being a project, because if you see, majority of the people, if at all he has to get votes, majority of the votes he might get are youths. Simply because he came with three things that entice the youths. One, he's talking about kunyonga watu. Yeah? Those who are corrupt.
Vijana wanapenda kunyonga.
No. some people, I'm telling you, youths
Yes.
out here, we have youths who are educated,
Mm-hmm.
people who have degrees.
True.
Just like his running mate said,
Mm-hmm.
that we cannot be telling Kenyans how about education being the key when we have rich idiots and then we have poor graduates. It is true, many Kenyans are very poor. Our youths don't have jobs.
Yes.
Therefore, if you come up with a narrative, ama with a policy, ama with a manifesto that talks about corruption, you're going to deal, how you're going to handle the corrupt, youths will feel like you are more close, you are likely speaking their minds than the other people. So the issue of how he handles corruption is really, really enticing. Number two, he's talking about legalizing marijuana. You and I know that majority of people who smoke bang and who gets into the are youths. Are youths. That's a fact. He's talking about coming up with a mechanism, a system on how youths will work for only 4 days and rest for the rest of the days. You know how lazy our youths are.
Yes.
We have people who don't want to work, but they want money.
Nasema kubash.
Yeah, they want money. So if you tell them that they are only going to work for 4 days, and then they go have fun for the remaining days, these people will likely feel like you are the right person. So these three things has made Wajakoya popular. You see, especially the issue of marijuana.
Yes.
But now let's come and see. Now that he's speaking to youths, who are more likely to vote for him are the youths.
Yes.
The Hustler Nation, which is being led by William Samoei Ruto, are hegemonizing on youth. They have really dominated a huge amount of their votes. A huge number of their votes are from the youth. So, if at all you say that Wajakoya is a project to come and cut down the votes from the youths, it would make sense. Yeah, it would make sense. Because right now, as we see it, there are people who have decided, and you cannot change their minds, that they are going to vote for Ruto.
Yes.
And others have said they are going to vote for Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga.
Yes.
But we have the undecided. Now, people are fighting for these undecided votes. Well, how can you bring them closer to you so that they don't go to your opponent, so that they come out and vote? I think that is the role that Wajakoya would play in that part of being project. But as we say, they are all hypotheses.
I want us to switch to another topic, but before that one, we have 4 aspirants or candidates. Someone said that I want you to convince the undecided yule mwenye hajaamua. Someone said that if you can't convince them, then confuse them. I want you to convince them or confuse them, wajua anachagua nani. So tuko na mgombea mmoja anasema, that is Mwaure, anasema anakuja kutoa hii mambo ya nini, kuleta pesa kwa wananchi, azini anajua penye kuna loopholes na nini. Wajakoya anasema kutakuwa na freedom na vijana watakuwa wanakula vizuri wanakaa. Raila anasema kutakuwa na 6,000 na corruption. Ruto anasema wheelbarrow na watu atapea watu pesa kufanya vibarua kwa sababu anaona hii mambo ya kusoma kumbe si kitu chochote. So I want you to give the final remarks about this candidate. Youth akienda hiyo siku akienda kwa ballot afikirie nini, ama kuanzia hizi siku 9 kama abadilisha akili aseme kumbe I was wrong. Ukiangalia hiyo kamera alafu waambie huyo kijana, when you go to vote or to do election based on this one.
Thank you so much for that opportunity, this opportunity that you've given me.
Yeah.
I want to say to all Kenyans out there,
Yes,
we are in a situation whereby many of us cannot even afford basic needs. And that is the essential part of our survivorship. As we go to the election, it's not an issue of what is going to be done. It's about who is going to do it. We have several people that have been there all this long, trying to get into political positions. But we know what they have done with the little opportunity they have been given. William Samoei Ruto has been there for 9 good years. Right now, we until recently, we've been buying unga at 210 shillings.
Mhm.
Somebody somebody like that should not come and tell you that he has not been in the government. This is a person who is driving, eating, living in a house that actually is being funded by the government. You and me, we are hustling out there trying to make ends meet. Somebody like that should not come and tell you that when he gets power, he's going to do ABCD for you. He has never thought of you. He has never even think of helping you. This is somebody who is fighting for his own life. But on the other side, we have somebody whom we've never given a chance. Every day he comes to us and he asks us to give him a chance so that he shows us what he can do for this country. We have never given him that chance. I think this is the best opportunity to try Odinga's president. Let us give him a chance so that we see whether all these things he's saying, he can do it. He's talking about Babacare. He's talking about governance. He's talking about manufacturing. He's talking about investing in people. He's talking about monitoring and evaluation. Those are the agendas that he's speaking on in his manifesto. I think this is the best opportunity to give Raila a chance so that he can come and show us what he has got for the people of Kenya. Go out there. Usilalishe vote. Not voting is indirectly voting for a leader that you never want.
Yes.
So go out there and make sure that you vote, but maintain peace at the same time. Thank you.
This is Kibali Lounge. We are live on Mtembei TV. Oliver Mwashi anasema ako Kiamba, tunasimama na baba. Alafu Fatuma Nasmiu anasema Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Anasema State House ni Madhe. Thank you so much. Tukisahau kitu tuulize, andika pale tu. We are live on Mtembei TV. So uliza swali lako, tukisahau unatukumbusha, nitakuwa vizuri. Naitwa Willy Kibali, niko na Mr. G kwenye Kibali Lounge siku ya leo. Tunataka kusaidia vijana wakumbuke kwamba kura yao ni muhimu zaidi. Imagine unapea mtu kadi kamoja tu hivi, halafu anakuja na kunyanyaza miaka 5 ama anakusaidia miaka 5. So it's upon you actually to choose bad or good. So tunakuja issue ya IEBC. IEBC, kila mtu anajikuna kichwa, anasema it's like kuna kitu hakuna, kuna kitu hakuna. Mara ilikuwa story ya Wetangula, sijui anajuana na nani, imekuja ikasikika kidogo tena, nikaona mwingine amechora mahali eti CEO wa IEBC Marjan Hussein Marjan eti akona cousin ambaye anawaka na hii kampuni ambayo inafanya sijui kidogo hivi, tukapiga tukapata watu wengine Kenya airport, mara hawajajulikana. Mzee Jebkati mwenyewe hajajua walikuja aje, mara kumbe ilikuwa tu sawa. Now IG and chairman Jebkati, they are working together, everything is okay. You binafsi wewe mwenyewe unaona kama IEBC iko tayari na watafanya election ambayo iko fair?
You know, we did not wake up and started doubting an independent institution like IEBC. This is something that has been there for so long. For over almost 10 elections that we've undertaken in this country. I want to tell you, the only election that looked like it was fair was that of 2002, the one that brought Kibaki. All these elections have been surrounded by so many issues, illegalities, no transparency. All these things have been there. But as we talk of the IEBC, the current IEBC, and how they are handling this process, I want to tell you that IEBC is not fair at all. The cloud of secrecy that is surrounding IEBC is beyond imagination. For instance, why would you not come clean and say that we are expecting visitors who are coming from Venezuela, they are coming on this day, they are carrying this and this, and they are bringing it to the country, and we communicate to the security agencies? Why do you have to wait until those people are in Kenya, arrested, detained, and then now you can come out and tweet in the middle of the night? And then tomorrow you say something that is contrary to what you said yesterday. It doesn't make sense. IEBC said that the materials that these people were caught up with were very essential to this election, according to the tweet they sent at night. In the morning, they come and say that after those materials have been taken away from those people, they come and say, you see, these materials are non-issue. This shows how IEBC is operating. There is something that is being cooked by IEBC. And I will tell you for a fact that it is not something that we can smile about. It is the obligation of IEBC to make sure that they communicate to the people of Kenya. Everyone is anxious. Everybody is looking at IEBC. We are doubting them. They should know that they are holding an office that we don't trust. Kenyans don't trust IEBC. That is a fact. And anybody who says otherwise will be lying to himself. We do not trust IEBC. So they are supposed to clear the air. They are not communicating. The time they are communicating is late. For instance, when did IEBC order the printing of ballot papers to start? In Greece. It's the same IEBC that told us that all the the ballots and everything is being printed in Greece. Where did Venezuela come into? You know, they need to tell us that this and this was contracted to this company. These are the contractors, and these are the subcontractors. So this and this was subcontracted to so and so. They need to be open. IEBC Wafula Chebukati is not open. And it makes us start to believe on what people are saying out there, that actually IEBC is being controlled by someone. You see? And I want to believe it is not Raila Amolo Odinga. They are complaining every now and then. Why is it that when you touch IEBC, it is Ruto that cries? Ruto is not a spokesman for IEBC, for God's sake. So when we talk about IEBC, the person who is supposed to come out and clear the air is the chairman of IEBC. But I also have a problem with how DCI handled that issue. Because Kenyans are in panic. People are worried. We are going to an election. This is IEBC. At the back of our mind, we know that this is the IEBC that we have. We cannot change IEBC as at the moment. Now we have to trust them, even though we don't. Therefore, DCI is not supposed to give analysis. DCI is capable of doing investigation. Yes, they went there and arrested those people. Fine, that's a fact. They checked their bags. That's a fact. It's right. They got those stickers. It's a fact. And it's very right. Those stickers, they say it belong to IEBC. They are not supposed to give us analysis. They are supposed to ask the IEBC, these stickers that we have found these people with, are they yours? Are they in any way related to the materials that are supposed to be used in IEBC, with IEBC? You see, these are the issues we are talking about. So I have a problem with how DCI communicated. They wrote in the Gazette, they give analysis. It's not their work to give analysis. Their work is to investigate. They have questions. IEBC has answers. These two people should sit down and ask and answer themselves, and then they give us the results. They shouldn't be shouting on Twitter and arguing in public. That is an issue they're supposed to handle, because they are giving us a lot of pressure. We are panicking as Kenyans. We want an election that is free, fair, credible, and also that can be verified according to the Election Amendment Act 38. That is how we are supposed to do it. But now IEBC is not coming clear.
So kumalizia, what we do? Ama Wakenya wafanye nini? Ama what next?
As at the moment, Kenyans need to relax. We need to be calm. Let us not fight. Let us not engage into all these agibagis. Let us go home. Wait for 9th of August. Come out in huge numbers and vote for your candidate to an extent that they can't even steal. That's the only thing. When they say when your master is too harsh on you, and he's too harsh on you, wait for him in the ballot. That's the only place you'll have your voice. So at the end of the day, I plead with IEBC. You people are having, and you are in an office that is very, very crucial. We are in a position that we cannot go back. We cannot change you. You have to do what is right. And that is what our team, Azimio, that is what Kenyans in general, including those that are in UDA, I want to believe they want peace after election. So IEBC should come out clear. We should not be engaging in these unnecessary brawls. We should come out clear, and they handle election in a manner in which everyone is going to be satisfied.
Speaking about we want peace after election, George Oduori anasema hatutaki uongozi wa UDA wafundishe watoto wetu tabia mbaya ya matusi, kutoheshimu wakubwa, uongozi wa vita wapeleke Somali. So kuna sehemu ambazo zinajulikana kwamba ni hotspot ya vita. Ashakumsi matusi, tuko na Madhari, tuko na Kibra, tuko na Kondele, tuko na Rift Valley, kuna mahali wasinigisho somewhere there. Sasa na ukifuata vijana ndio wanaanza hizi vitu, kama ndio wanatumiwa, waje nitumie jina wanatumiwa, weka kando. Number 2, kuna cheche sana kati ya bwana rais na mdogo wake. Hizi uongozi wa vita, matuzi, vipi tuko tutafanya aje? Especially we have just only 9 days to election. What can you tell youths waangalie kiongozi mgani na wasi engage in what?
Thank you so much. I think unemployment is a very big task and is a problem that we have in this country.
Yes.
You see, the Bible says an idle mind is a workshop
of the devil.
Yes. So, these youths, most of us don't have jobs. So when you get a chance where somebody is giving you 500 shillings to go and do just something they call a little task,
yes,
they feel like that is help. But it's not. We should not allow these leaders to mislead us. I mean, we are too much wise than even some of them. They shouldn't be duping us into engaging into physical confrontation and disturbances, destroying people's properties and such kind of things. But the thing is, what do you say when you're in a public rally? What do you say when you're in a campaign trail?
Yes.
What do you tell Kenyans? You see, William Samoei Ruto is an indisciplined person. And I will use the word indisciplined because that is what it is. This man is a very indisciplined person. If you look before, let me take you back. When Raila Amolo Odinga was vying against the current president, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, even the day of debate, Raila went to the debate and Uhuru never showed up in 2017.
Yes.
Yeah. But look at the speech. If you have a chance, viewers, you can play that speech of Raila Amolo Odinga. In that, there was so much respect. There was so much respect.
It happened the same this time round.
There was no respect. There was no respect. No, you cannot go into a debate and you take so much time talking about your boss. A president, for that matter. Somebody that is actually above you.
You have to blame the moderator.
Uhuru was not there to defend himself. You know, that's the problem we have with these debates. And that is one of the reasons why Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga skipped. You cannot take 10 or 9, 20 minutes discussing the person who is not there. And that has been happening even in the campaign trail. You find that William Samoei Ruto goes to a campaign in Juja and he takes almost 90% of their time talking about the president. Every speaker who comes on that takes the mic, speaks about the president in the manner in which they do. That is not right. And I think one day we need to revisit our constitution.
But Georgia,
and bring out the powers.
It's like Raila Odinga ni mjanja, anatumia wale ambao wafuasi wake kuinsult Ruto, lakini Ruto naye ye mwenyewe uninsult president. Hauoni kwamba Raila is also doing the same indirectly?
I don't have a problem. You know, this is politics. Let us not act as if we are in charge. This is politics. Hello? This is politics. So Raila has a right of talking towards against Ruto.
Why are you complaining about Ruto?
Ruto is not talking against Raila. He's talking against the president. The president is not vying. I don't have a problem with Ruto attacking Raila.
Obviously, watu wa Raila hawawezi kufanya hivyo because rais ako upande wao.
But what I'm saying is this.
Yes.
we are not dealing with imagination. We are dealing with facts that are on the table.
Yes.
When Ruto goes to a public rally, he's supposed to talk about Raila if he feels like, because Raila is his competitor. Why is he talking about the president?
Because amemkinga. Unaona, most of the time anasema niaje huyu mtu akitenda
the president is a, let me tell you Kenyans, yes. President of this country is a citizen like you. He's allowed to vote like you. If he decides that my vote is for Raila, what can I do? It is his personal choice. It is not the work of the president to decide for you who to vote to, but it is his right to give his opinion. And that is why we have freedom of speech in this country. That is why Ruto insults the president and still goes scot-free. That is the reason why people who are this indisciplined, unlearned guy, this person who never went to school, this MP, Oscar Sudi. That is why Oscar Sudi can stand and insult yes. a graduate, a baccalaureate to be precise. But he goes away scot-free. These are the things we are talking about. We want discipline. When Ruto is campaigning, let him not insult the president. Yes. Let him talk about the agenda that he has. If at all he has to respond to attacks from the Azimio side, let him direct it to Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. That is his competitor. He shouldn't be talking about the president. What the president has been doing, my friend, he has not been insulting the deputy. President has been actually responding to the insults that are coming from the deputy. For example, let me give you an example. Yes. Recently, President went to Nakuru. Yes. It was I think 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. And this is what he said. How about anyway to? Yes. But shida tu ni ile bado wako na hasira. Let them calm down. We still have time. That is what the president said. President never said Ruto is stupid. President never said Ruto is a thief. President never said Ruto is this. But if you see the kind of response that is coming from Ruto towards the president, it's not something that will make us happy. Those are the kinds of narratives that when you share out there in public, incite youths. So youths may go out and feel like Uhuru is an enemy. We shouldn't treat politics in that manner, and Ruto should grow up and know this. You should always see your opponents as worthy opponents, not us, your enemies. Ruto should know that Raila Amolo Odinga is not his enemy. Raila should also know that Ruto is not his enemy. These are worthy competitors. We cannot go to an election with one candidate. We have to have competition in the ballot. And they are just competitors. That is what Ruto should know. And UDA followers should also respect the fact that we people in Azimio support Azimio because we believe in what they are doing. And those people in Azimio should also respect those who are in UDA because they support UDA because they believe in their manifesto. But you should not look at me and see me as your enemy. I'm not your enemy. I'm only voting for Baba. Simple. You're voting for Ruto. And that is what Ruto should know. So he should be very careful with what he says in public. Let him ask for votes. Let him talk to the people. Let him engage the electorates and ask for votes from them, but not to insult the president. That is what we are talking about. If we remove that from our campaign trails, then we are going to this election and we are going to come out of it peacefully. But if we keep on telling people how, if we get into power, we are going to make their lives difficult, then I'm telling you, prepare yourself for a very serious ride after election.
Speaking of UDA, utafiti wa hivi punde unaonyesha kwamba Raila ni maarufu, lakini hata leo hii akipita kukua akiwa wa kwanza, bado hana ile 50+1. That's number 1. Number 2, chama maarufu Kenya sasa ni UDA. Kinaongozwa na ODM, then zingine zifuate. So kuna ile number, kuna zile mbi ambazo zimebaki za number. Lakini my question is, if kama vitu vitabaki hivyo Ruto apite, wajua upande wa Azimio kuna vyama vingi, anaweza pata shida kwa sababu ya viti vya bungeni. Na Raila apite, kuna uwezekano UDA kuna wabunge wengi kuliko hata Azimio kwa ujumla. How do you see rais ambaye anayekuja hata kuwa na shida kupitisha miswada bungeni na kufanya kazi kukasumbuliwa kama ilivyokuwa mwanzo?
That's why I was telling you, that as much as we are going to this election, people
Yes.
should not, and people should understand
Mhm.
that you cannot have a king without soldiers.
Yes.
You cannot. Everyone must also be protected. If you elect Raila in the office and you don't give him the MPs, it's going to be difficult for him. It's going to be difficult for him to pass some of the bills that he wants through the parliament. I am sure whoever will win in parliament will try to control the parliament from outside.
Yes.
That is a fact.
Mhm.
But you know, opinion polls are opinions.
Mhm.
If you look at some of these opinion polls, yes, it's a fact Raila is leading, and I really, really know he's leading. But I don't understand why they would say that Raila is leading with 47%. That's a lie.
Why?
Raila is leading with almost 60%. I mean, you can see. How do you call Nairobi a battleground? Since when did Nairobi? Which kind of where do these people do this research?
Speaking of Nairobi, by the way, wanasema Nairobi ni bedroom ya baba. Lakini unajua gavana mwenye anakuja ni wa UDA.
They keep on saying that. I wonder who is going to vote for. Listen, let us be honest here. This is a fact. You cannot tell me that Raila Amolo Odinga is popular in Nairobi.
Yes.
And you telling me that his candidate for Nairobi is going to fail.
True, kwa sababu Wakenya wamerevuka na hawaendi na chama.
That is a perception.
Na personal, nini mtu binafsi.
That is a perception.
So naona Sakaja ana umaarufu na ana utu.
That is a perception. That's a perception. Let me ask you. If you want to know that Baba controls Nairobi, let me ask you. In 2017, ANC was part of NASA.
Yes.
Led by Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. Did they file candidates in Nairobi? Did they field candidates in Nairobi for MCA positions, for MPs positions?
MPs in Kibra.
He did. He did.
Yes.
How many did he get?
I think it's 0.
So let me give you let's not even not go far. These people are telling us Kakamega is Raila is leading with 50%, followed by Ruto with 40%. Just because they are talking about the Mudavadi effect. Can I remind you again that in 2017, out of 5 counties in Western, Mudavadi had 0. Do you know that? Out of 5 governors?
Governors, yes.
Do you know he had 0?
But MPs are so powerful than governors.
No,
I don't believe in governors. I believe in
MPs. Now I'm going there.
Yes.
I'm going there. Let's talk about those MPs. How many MPs that the ANC have in Nairobi?
Nairobi, I think nil.
So what I'm simply saying is this. Mudavadi's support to William Samoei Ruto is inconsequential. It is something that brings 0 effect. It's something that has nothing. It is just a perception that has been fabricated and trenched away to the people that Mudavadi has something for William Ruto.
But unaamini kitu hii narrative kwamba Raila akikushika mkono unapita, Ruto akikushika mkono unapita, unaamini kama Wakenya saizi wako sawa wanaenda na mtu binafsi?
Let me tell you something.
I'm talking about that one because kutukuje kwa Nandi Hills. Wajua nani alisimama nini akanyimwa tiketi na Alfred Keter kwa sababu eti alikuwa mpinzani wa Ruto akanyimwa, lakini amesimama nini, lakini alipata kura nyingi. Same I'm talking about Nairobi. Wewe haoni kama Nairobi being a bedroom for Baba bado Sakaja anaweza kuwa governor?
You know one thing,
yes.
This issue of party politics and kingship politics, there are places that it works. And there are places that it doesn't work. For example, if you go to interior areas, up countries, places like Siaya, places like Nyanza, the entire Nyanza region, it is possible that you may not actually win if Baba is against you. If you go to place like Wasingishu, there are places, but this Nairobi is a cosmopolitan area.
True.
You see? So if being in a place where we have different people who have divergent opinions, is very difficult to handle that. That's why you see there is a problem in Trans Nzoia also. There are people who can actually win when their hands are held. If these people have actually been there and have been tested and tried, they can also win when they are not pushed by somebody. But there are people who have a bad record. Their record is not good. These are people who, even if you bring them today, still we won't vote for them. But in Nairobi, Raila controls Nairobi. If you look at it, even from the previous elections, Raila controls Nairobi. When people like Tifa, the other one, Infotrack, yes, they keep on saying that Nairobi is a battleground. I keep laughing. They call Lamu a battleground. They, even right now, they're saying Kilifi is a battleground. Do you know Kilifi? Is it Kilifi that all MCAs were ODM, MPs were ODM, everyone was ADM? How do you tell me that out of blue, Raila has lost and Ruto is now dominating in that area? It doesn't make sense.
Kenya has 4 cities, but inataka tutafute counties mpaka tuziite cities kuwe 10. So we are talking about Mombasa, Nairobi, Nakuru, Kisumu. Nataka tuongeze Kirinyaga, nataka tuongeze Kiambu, nataka tuongeze Kakamega, nataka zifike 10, Uasin Gishu. Then tukuje tuongeze Machakos, alafu ya mwisho tuweke gani, Nyeri. Unaona nani anaenda kupita, nani anaenda kupata kura nyingi, na governor atakuwa nani na ni kwa nini? Only those 10. Nasema hivyo kwa sababu actually ndio kuna kivumbi. Nairobi, Mombasa, Kilifi, tuko na Nakuru, tuko na Kisumu City, Kakamega, Kirinyaga, Kiambu na Nyeri. Nataka kuongea kwa hizo 5 na 10.
I may not speak about all of them because kuna places I have not even reached.
Lakini iko kama gambling, is like it's a bet.
But talking about, I'll start with
let's start with Mombasa.
Mombasa. Who is
buying president mwenye anaweza chukua, yani anaweza chukua alafu na
then why? Mombasa has always been a bedroom for Jacob.
So Raila will take it.
So Raila is it's a fact Raila is going to win in Mombasa. Let us not debate about this. Yes. It's a fact Raila is going to win in Mombasa.
Governor atakuwa Hassan Omar wa UDA.
No. He can't.
Why?
This is somebody that has tried. He has always failed.
Actually, polls zimemweka number 3.
He's not even number 2. If at all we have to believe in the polls, then he's not even number 2. So let us not even go there. ODM is going to win everything there. We go where? Nairobi.
Tuende Kilifi. Mama Kilifi. Aisha yuko Kilifi, by the way. Aisha amebadilisha vitu, hizi ni UDA.
Aisha Jumwa
is UDA Kilifi kila kitu.
Aisha Jumwa is not qualified to be anything.
Why?
That woman is a flippant.
She mekatilili wa menza wa Sanctuary ya 21.
That is in media. People don't vote in media. People vote in the ballot. That is not a fact. Aisha Jumwa is a joker. That lady is a joker. She should have just tried to retain the Malindi seat. Actually, she won't do anything in Kilifi. She should forget about it. That is gone. Where do you want us to go?
Tukuje, wacha niongeze Taita Taveta pia kumekuwa na kivumbi.
Kwa Samboja?
Yes.
I don't know anything about Taita Taveta.
You don't know.
Nairobi, it's a fact. That is the only county that I am very much sure we are giving them a hat-trick.
Hebu turuke Nairobi, nataka tumalize naye, niko na swali hapo. Twende Kisumu.
Kisumu, right now as we talk, Raguma has been tried. And
ako kwa ticket gani alirudia?
Yeah, it's Raguma versus Anyang' Nyong'o.
So on which ticket Raguma now?
I think it's independent. If I'm not wrong.
Wow.
If I'm not wrong, it's independent. And he has been tried. And Anyang' Nyong'o has been tried. And I can tell you for a fact that Anyang' Nyong'o is gonna take it. There is it's obvious. The Baba effect. It's there. It's going to win. You cannot beat ODM in Kisumu.
Ebu tukuje Kakamega, UDA will take it because of Mudavadi.
Kakamega cannot do anything.
For the Kenya, that's a Wetangula factor. And then najua huko ni kwa ukwe wa Ruto. So lazima Malala atachukua.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Malala is a junior in politics. You know, you people from coast, you normally say that ukitaka kuvua, vua na wavuvi. You see, you cannot go and intimidate wavuvi and you expect kuvua. Malala is a young man. He's my age. I think so. I'm maybe older than him with 2 years. So Malala is a joker. You cannot go to Kakamega
Yes.
and insult the people of Kakamega, and then you bring in somebody that they don't even know, and then you tell them that, you know,
Who could be?
William Ruto. Selling William Ruto in Kakamega is like selling pork in Marsabit. It can't work. So it's going to be this guy from Ketrako is going to win it.
Yes.
Fernandez Baraza. Don't forget
Yes.
that Ayub Savula also supported Baraza.
Yes.
Yes, Ayub Savula actually supported Fernandez Baraza.
When? Now?
Now,
He's
he's deputizing.
He's the running mate.
So you cannot underrate that. And you know the good work that Oparanya has done for the people of Kakamega.
Speaking of Oparanya, kwa nini Barasa from nowhere amekuwa so powerful hivyo na hatukuwa tunamjua? Is it because na Nindi alimshika mkono Oparanya? Why?
He was working in Ketrako.
Yes.
And he built a name there. He worked there for so many years.
Lakini unajua most of the time hii parastatus mtu akifanya huko hata uwezo kumjua.
So you know tunamjua when he comes now to politics. He's trying to venture into politics. And by venturing in politics, he won the nominations for ODM.
Hebu tuende mbio kidogo. Buzeki I think yako kwa independent.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about
it. I think
it.
Independent. So,
kwa sababu he's going against who?
There is a guy
who is being supported UDA. By Mandago?
Yes, wa UDA. Unafanya je Buzeki yako powerful. Hata in fact inasemekana sijui last time alipita ama kitu kama hicho. But sasa hizi Ruto ako against him.
If in that place, I want to believe that Ruto has a huge influence, and in a situation where, in a likely event that you are against Ruto in that area, you may not succeed. So if it is true that Buzeki is actually fighting William Samoei Ruto in that area, then William Samoei Ruto is going to give him a run for his money.
Nakuru is actually a city.
That's my city. Yes, it's a city.
Alafu wakati mahali popote actually watu wanasema Raila anaweza kwa sababu ya mwanamke. Kuna zile sympathy votes na za mwanamke. So sasa nikihika tunaona ataichukua.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
I've lived in Nakuru for over 30 years.
True.
I was born and raised in Nakuru. Nakuru Town West has always been my home. I live there until now. But I can tell you for fact, that woman, not good enough even for to be an MCA. That woman was given a chance by the electorates of Nakuru. And I am speaking to Nakuru Town West constituency. I know you guys are watching me. You don't do a mistake of electing that woman into office.
Why?
That woman is known as somebody who doesn't respect people. I remember he called Luos stone throwers. This is a woman who also believes in tribalism. You need to know that Nakuru is one of the towns that actually it comprises a lot of tribes, many tribes. We have the Kisis who have dominated Nakuru Town West areas. We have the Luyas, we have the Kalenjins.
Yes.
But you cannot be a governor of this good city by insulting others. Do you know that this woman took a bill to county assembly to legalize abortion?
Yeah, I remember.
It is in the public domain. This is a woman who doesn't have respect even for the lives of human beings.
So what do you mean? So nani atachukua Nakuru?
It is very simple. Look at the work that Lee Kinyanjui has done. Recently, they went to a debate. It was around a week ago. Did you see what Lee Kinyanjui did? That guy has built so many things. Hospitals, the roads. He has implemented a lot of things. So for somebody who doesn't even believe in the will of the people, do you know he has been actually sabotaging the will of the people by actually pushing leaders to people? By actually demeaning these other leaders who are trying to come up? That is not a good woman.
Kirinyaga kusema ukweli ni county ya William Ruto kusema ukweli.
Who said so?
Lakini sasa hii factor
no, you need to withdraw that.
Kupewa uongozi na kila kitu. Anne Waiguru na Ngirishi.
I want to tell you for a fact that Kirinyaga, and this is my opinion and it's a fact. I'm not being bigoted in any way. So if you go to Kirinyaga, this is the home of the next deputy president of this country. If you go to Kirinyaga,
yes,
I'm telling you for a fact that people like Ngirishi spent almost half of their lives building this party that is being led by this larcenist, William Samoei Ruto. Ngirishi gave almost everything. They betrayed Ngirishi, and then they took in somebody who has looted a lot of money in this country, somebody who actually almost paralyzed the NYS, the woman who bought one biro at 36,000 Kenya shillings. We don't forget. We remember one biro at 36,000, something that you can get from a shop at 10 shillings. She bought it for 36,000. This is the woman who actually has been dancing with William Ruto. She now looks younger than her real age. I'm telling you, the people of Kirinyaga cannot forgive her.
Kiambu is another issue now. Unajua the problem is actually Mwanza ilikuwa dominated kama ni mahali pa UDA. Lakini sasa wale watu wanaunga mkono William Ruto wamekuwa wengi na wamesimama ugavana. Alafu mtu mwingine akasema the current governor hayuko powerful, hana mtu yeyote. Lakini sasa another one said that anaweza pita kwa sababu hizi kura zingine za Kenya Kwanza zinaweza gawana because kuna watu wengi sana wamesimama hapo. Tuko na the former governor that's Kaboko, tuko na Ndindi Nyoro Karen, tuko na Moses Kuria, tuko na Wamatangi wa UDA. We have like almost 8.
The issue of Kiambu is a very disturbing issue. Because if you look at, it's actually being considered as one of the most difficult places to actually come up with an idea of what is going to happen there. If you look at Kabogo has been tried before for 5 years. He was the first governor of the county of Kiambu.
Yeah. If
you look at how he worked and what actually made him dethroned, is something that is very disturbing. If you look at the current governor, Ndindi Nyoro, James Nyoro, he's not powerful. He's actually the first governor of handshake. Yeah, after the impeachment of the other guy, Waititu.
Yes.
He's not powerful. That's a fact. But you cannot underrate the Uhuru effect and the Jubilee effect. That is a county that your president is coming from. That is a county that actually has raised the Kenyatta.
Yes.
So you cannot undermine that. But Wamatangi looks strong. If you look at how he has been in Senate before, so he's aware of the dynamics. But if at all, the likes of Chama Cha Kazi, the leader of Chama Cha Kazi, Moses Kuria,
yes.
If he happens that he won't step down from our Wamatangi, and Kabogo also doesn't step down with the...
But I think walitoka Kenya Kwanza, but wananichanganya, wanatoka, unaona kwa rally.
What is Kenya Kwanza? You've been asking me about Kenya Kwanza. What is Kenya Kwanza? There is nothing like Kenya Kwanza. Do we have anything like Kenya Kwanza?
Yes.
I don't think so. The other day we went and we saw what was registered under RPP. Was it Kenya Kwanza or UDA?
Inanichanganya pia.
William Ruto. Somebody tell me about this. William Ruto is flag bearer for which party?
Kenya Kwanza.
Is it Kenya Kwanza or UDA?
Kenya Kwanza.
There's nothing like Kenya Kwanza. William Ruto is a flag bearer for United Democratic Alliance, which is UDA. There is nothing like Kenya Kwanza. Kenya Kwanza doesn't have a flag bearer. Ruto, I'm telling you, Ruto is a master of deceit. This guy is a con man. He lied to the people of ANC. He took them in and then they forgot their party. He brought in the likes of Maendeleo Chap, which actually Alfred Mutua is there, but the Maendeleo Chap itself is in Azimio. We have the likes of Tujibebe, Chama Cha Tujibebe, that is being led by Kabogo. Kabogo is there, but it doesn't look like he is even recognized. We have Chama Cha Kazi by Moses Kuria, which doesn't even make sense. We have the other one that is being led by Muturi. It's not even there. We have the PAA for Kingi.
Yes.
It's not even there. The only thing that has them has hegemonized and dominated is UDA. So actually there is nothing like Kenya Kwanza. You will not even see Kenya Kwanza in the ballot, my friends. You will only see United Democratic Alliance.
Kwa hiyo Kiambu, kilingana na hesabu umepiga, Wamatangi anaweza chukua.
No, I did not say that. I say that he is good. But the question is there any chance of Tujibebe stepping down for him? Is there any chance of Chama cha Kazi stepping down for UDA? If that doesn't happen, then it's very simple. James Nyoro will take the lead. We'll take it from
Tumalizie Nairobi. Nairobi have 17 constituencies. UDA itapata ngapi kwa hesabu yako? Haraka.
Out of 17, maybe 6. This is Nairobi.
Kwa hivyo among 6 tuko na Lang'ata.
Which one?
Atachukua.
Which one? Lang'ata?
Yes.
Lang'ata is for Felix Odiwuor.
Na hizi 6 zinatoka wapi?
Jalango is going to take that. Maybe 6, maybe if we include places, I don't even know where they are going to win.
Yes.
If they get many constituencies, maybe 6. Maybe Isili, maybe.
Sasa tulikuwa tunasema tunamaliza na Nairobi kwa sababu ya senator, governor na woman rep.
This is the only place we are giving them a hat-trick. Yes, we are giving them a hat-trick in this place.
Millicent Omanga is so powerful than
Who is Millicent Omanga? Who is her?
Yeah, this time wanaichukua.
The only thing that Millicent Omanga is known for is twerking. What else can she tell the people of Nairobi?
Ni mama miradi.
Miradi gani?
Oh, ijui.
Miradi kama gani?
Iko kwa ground.
Millicent Omanga, she should just pray that miracle happens, that UDA takes the government so that she can be nominated. Otherwise, she cannot win against Pasaris. But the issue is, before we even finish,
yes,
I would like us to talk about the issue of integrity and corruption.
Actually, nilikuwa namalizia hapo, I was to give you the last chance, then kijana kwa hapo nje, lakini hatujaongea kuhusu leadership and integrity. So nilikuwa nataka utumalizie hapo. Kweli useme tu tunatafuta kiongozi mgani, ama hiyo sikifika kiongozi mgani anachaguliwa.
You see, we need to have somebody that has integrity. People of Kenyans are suffering. They have given you that mandate so that you can go there and represent them and actually bring out the good governance that they expect. And one of them, they need pesa mfukoni, which Azimio is really putting it very well. But you cannot trust somebody to bring you money who is known for stealing. Integrity is very important. The adherence into the code of conduct and the moral values that runs the governance is very important. That is the reason why Raila could not go to the debate, because Ruto didn't want to talk about the issue of integrity, corruption and the governance.
Kritika gani ambayo ama kritika gani mtu anaweza tumia kujua huyu mtu ako na track nzuri? Kwa sababu watu wanatudanganya. Mimi hata ukiniuliza sasa hizi labda inaweza kuwa vigumu kusema ukweli Raila ako na doa ama Ruto ako na doa.
It's very simple. I don't believe it's hard like you're putting it. It's very simple. Even the Bible says utawajua kwa matendo yao. You cannot have somebody in UDA. We have people. I am telling you for a fact, my friend. I am telling you for a fact, my friend, that we have so many people vying on UDA ticket who are working not with charges but with convictions. Not with charges, with convictions. Somebody yesterday, the court just decided that it is true. He stole 200 million from Mama Mboga. Nobody's talking about that. Just yesterday, somebody was found guilty of stealing from 3 counties, which is Bungoma, Kilifi, and Nyeri. Nobody's talking about that. We have William Samoei Ruto, who has been accused of allegations, over 21 allegations. This person is in every scandal. So how do you tell me it's very hard for you to choose who a good leader is? You should always concentrate on integrity. Are you that type of a person that if I leave this phone here, I come back, I don't find you and I don't find the phone? Or I find you and there is no phone and you tell me you didn't see it? You come to the public and you say, you know, the money in question that we are talking about is only 7 billion. Do you know how much 7 billion can do? that can run entire
Ministry.
Kilifi.
Or ministry.
Yeah, the entire, so there is money that if you give us in Siaya, we will stay for 40 years without asking money from national government. So it is very easy. This election is very simple. It has given Kenyans an opportunity of choosing between bad and good. Simple. There is nothing like we don't know. No, it is simple. You want bad, choose UDA. You want good, choose Azimio. That is the thing. In Azimio, we have reformists. Those people who have done things for this country. Raila was detained for over 9 years. Is actually the only remaining person that has been detained for so long in this country. Who else? Is there any other person? Why was he detained? He was detained because he wanted to fight for some of these things that we enjoy as a people. Ruto today can insult the president in Nakuru and go away scot-free because of Raila Amolo Odinga. Freedom of speech. Today, we have a constitution which is the second largest constitution after that of Netherlands, that was amalgamated in 2010. We have that one. Courtesy of who? Raila went all over telling people how good this constitution is, while he was going all around trying to tell people how bad the constitution was.
Kwa hiyo na maana akipita BBI itarudi.
I have not finished.
Yeah.
We are talking about somebody who has changed the entire concept of democracy in this country. Somebody who has actually shared his ambitions for the people of this nation. Every time they mock Raila for always shedding tears, they are forgetting that Raila has been shedding tears as a result of the torture that was actually subjected to him by the previous dictator. That was his teacher. He was singing for that man in State House.
Sitaki tulalie upande mmoja. So, by the way, tulikuwa tukue na MC aspirant wa Clay City Ward, anaitwa Douglas Oseko Mridhi, akaitwa kidogo. So Mungu akipenda Jumamosi ijayo same time tunaweza kuwa pamoja. Lakini Simon Felix, your friend, anasema Brian, wacha kizungu mingi hapo, muende kwa ground mtafute kura. Kuna uwezekano watu wanini wanacheza tu barabarani na baiskeli na maandamano, lakini kura ground hawani. Actually, Sabina Chege alilalamika hivyo. Akasema sana sana watu wa Nyanza siku ya kura hawapigi na sometimes ni kelele tu lakini hawapigi. Sasa akasema this time atawanyemelea. Ina uwezekano Simon anasema ukweli?
I want to start by saying hi Simon. I'm very happy to hear from you. He's my friend, you know. It is true that we have some individuals who don't know still their purpose in this country. I want to tell you that if you are not going to wake up and go and vote on 9th, then you are one of the biggest problems we have in the society. It is for a fact that many of youths are not ready to go and vote. Most of them don't vote. And that is quite unfortunate, because the issues that we are trying to handle right now is something that we should be very wise about. We should come out strongly and in huge numbers and ensure that Raila becomes the president on 9th of August. But we have some individuals. Kila soko hapakosi mwenda wazimu. We have some people who still believe that voting won't change their lives.
Yes.
Right now, I want to give you an example. If you were saying that voting can't change your life, let me ask you, how much have you been paying to get a packet of unga? Is it not politics? Today, people of Russia are fighting with that of the people from Ukraine. It has actually affected our country by increasing the price of fuel. We are today buying foodstuffs at a very, very expensive rate. Is it not politics? Every person must come out. If you want to change, you have to change it in the ballot. You will never meet Raila and change. You will never meet Ruto and fight him to stop corruption. You will never ask Ruto to return the money he has stolen from Aror Kimwaradam, for the money he has been taking from people through these companies called Amaco. You're not going to take that back by only complaining out there how life is difficult. We are talking about you going to vote so that our kids can kazi yetu ni kuamka na kwenda shule, so that we can go to school and enjoy the free education that the Azimio government is bringing into place. Today we have so many leaders who are illiterate, but they are running big business. We want to take our kids to school. We want our wives to deliver without paying money. That is Baba Care. That is called social transformation. And that is what we are talking about. We are talking about governance in the manifesto of Raila Amolo Odinga, which actually it is coming to enhance how the counties are being run and managed. This money that we are taking to the counties, how much are we losing? We are losing 2 billion per day. The issue of corruption. We are coming with a manifesto that is going to handle and tackle the issue of corruption once and for all. Why can't you vote?
Mwelekezi wangu anasema hatuna muda, umekwisha. Kwa hivyo nataka umalizie kwa dakika moja tu. Basing kwa comment yake Joseph Osanga kutoka Murang'a anasema nice to join you. Youth should vote for tomorrow. Be wise in voting. So nataka useme kwa dakika moja Brian. Ukiangalia hiyo kamera. We are youths. We control the number. Sasa we are 22. Zile 22 millions. Hiyo percentage kubwa ni vijana. So uko na neno gani kwa kijana tukimalizia hapo kwa dakika moja?
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I want to say that youths, this is our chance. We cannot be hovering around with no money in our pockets. And some people driving themselves in Lexus. Others are running around with choppers, telling us that they are hustlers. We are the people who wake up every morning. We go out there to hustle to make ends meet. Sometimes we come back with nothing. Our families depend on us. We have parents home who are also depending on us. They don't know how we survive. Let us not be lied to that any of these politicians is matching our lifestyles. We are far much below. But who can you trust with your life? In whose hands are you safe? You are safe in the hands of the reformists, not Lassenists. Wake up. Don't be duped. Only dingbats make mistakes twice. But people who have learned from situation and circumstance and that we are in, buying a packet of unga for more than 200 shillings, you should be wise. Come out, vote for the Azimio government. Vote for Mama so that we can create a history in this country. So that we can start working and earning. That is what I'm asking you. Come out, vote for Blue on 9th of August. Thank you so much.
Asante sana kwa by the way, thank you so much for coming. Mungu akipenda Jumamosi ijayo pia tutakuwa wakati na mahali kama hapa tena tutakuwa pamoja. Tulikuwa tukue naye MCA aspirant Douglas Muridhi Oseko kutoka Clay City Ward, that is Kasarani, lakini akatuma ujumbe wake kwamba ameshikika kidogo. So alikuwa anaomba tukue naye Jumamosi ijayo. So kama Mungu atapenda tupate na huo muda pia tutakuwa pamoja. Mimi naitwa Kibali Willy. Asante sana kwa kutazama. Mwelekezi wangu Ingozi, thank you so much. Wale wote ambao walituma ujumbe, Osanga Joseph, tuko naye Simon Felix, Jojo Duori, Nasimi kutoka Riyadh, pamoja na mwingine ule kutoka Kiambu alikuwa anaitwa nani? Yeye pia thank you so much. Fatima Nasmiu na Oliver Mwasi. Thank you so much for watching. Tukutane tutakapokutana, lakini kabla sijaenda, enda kwenye YouTube tafuta Kibali Lounge. Kibali Lounge, subscribe ili tukifanya chochote utakuwa unapata zaidi. Tena mwisho kabisa, thank you so much. Tukutane tutakapokutana. Bye.